We're actually trying to plan for a simple run out. It makes things a lot less stressful. I can get more of a proper shot. The zone here is going to be between the 12 and then this 4. I'm going to show you exactly how I plan multiple shots ahead using zones instead of perfect position. Do you look at every single shot and expect perfect shape every time? If so, that's probably why your game has been struggling. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I plan multiple shots ahead using zones instead of perfect position. I'll cover how I choose the first ball, what it really means to be inside the zone, how to plan for imperfect speed control, and the one mistake that kills runouts. Let's go ahead and get started. So after that break, I did scratch, was going to the side pocket, and actually got kicked down by the 15 to go into the corner. So now we are in the kitchen, which is gonna be behind the second row of diamonds, and we need to pick our first ball. Our first ball is gonna be considered one of our key balls. It's not gonna be the one that leads us directly to the 8, like the last ball would be, but it's gonna be the one that starts off the run. We need to figure out exactly what's gonna lead us to the most successful options. Here, the 8 ball is pretty much dead center. I see this 4 ball and this 5 ball being an issue for us more than any of the other solids. The stripes, I see this 9 being a problem, and that's about it. There's 3 almost in the pocket, 1 dead center. I really like the way the stripes look. There's already 1 down, so there's even more reason to go for them. So if we stopped the cue ball in this middle area, we're gonna have a shot on the 13, have a shot on the 11, and another shot on the 15 down here, which we might be able to even use to get shape on the 9. So we're actually trying to plan for a simple run out, right? It doesn't need to be complicated, especially when the balls are spread out like this. All right, let's go and make the 10 ball straight in, and we'll stop the cue ball there, just so we have multiple options. Okay, so now that we have that done, we have the 13, the 11, and the 15. We got rid of our cue ball first. Now we're gonna go ahead and map out our run out. So let's go ahead and plan for 3 to 4 balls ahead, no more. Don't wanna get too overcomplicated. From here, if we shot this 15 now, cue ball is gonna naturally wanna hit this rail and then go back up table, which could lead us to good shape on the 13 and the 11. That does make it a little bit more difficult to get back down here for the 9. So I think we should keep this 15 here to get to the 9 at the same time. I can get more of a proper shot on this 13 ball, and the zone here is gonna be between the 12 and then this 4. And if we wanted to bring it backwards, our zone is gonna be from the inside of the 12 ball to the inside of the 8 ball. I think I'm gonna go ahead and plan for this zone just due to it being almost straight in, and I can get a pretty good stop shot. Okay, I drew it back, but that's okay. We went from one zone to the next. Now, let's go ahead and look at the zone for the 12 ball next. And we wanna see how we can get down table at the same time. So if we were straight in on the 12, that's gonna be this line where my cue stick is. So we don't wanna be straight in. We actually wanna leave an angle, bounces off the 12 and either into the rail or just straight back down table. Our zone, honestly, I'd be comfortable with this. So let's go ahead and just naturally put some top spin on here, not too much speed, get it into the zone. Okay, we are in the zone. I almost hit it too hard, but we do have an angle that I am happy with. Now for the 15 ball, I'd be comfortable with this. To get that, I think I'm just gonna have to do like bottom left. Should be able to squeeze by this 8 ball and go up table. We're gonna go ahead and just do a little bit of bottom left. All right, so let's review our zone again. Pretty sure I said I was happy with this zone here. I am way outside this zone. So let's go ahead and see what we can do to make up for it. Right now, I think if I put left spin on the cue ball, I can hit the 15 and then be able to knock the 9 off the rail and back up. And hopefully I'll have a shot, right? Either into this side or this side. If not, definitely a backwards cut into this corner here. I'd rather do that than like a backwards bank shot. Alrighty, looks like we are gonna go ahead and go for the backwards bank. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this game out. All right, so that is what I like to do whenever I'm planning zones and playing for position. It definitely helps me, especially when I see 3 or 4 balls in a row, that I can go ahead and make pretty quickly. Makes things a lot less stressful and more simple as well when it comes to those small little runouts, or even when you go for a full rack of 8. The one mistake that I see when it comes to what kills the runouts is actually going to be overcomplicating cue ball control. I know I'm just like any other amateur out there that has a table at the house and loves to play pool. I don't have like any target systems or a projector screen to practice cue ball positioning. So I just kind of go based off of what I want and what I see. What I see is those zones. So it's not like I'm going for a specific spot on the table every single time, or even a small little circle. Like I said, I'm going for a zone, testing out where the largest margin of error is gonna be, and then using that to my advantage when it comes to lack of perfect speed control, right? I have a general idea of how hard I need to hit things, even though I do overroll things or completely underroll the cue ball as well. If you fix this one thing in your mind, runouts start to show up a lot quicker, and they're pretty immediate as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I enjoyed playing some pool and just having a good time and explaining what my thought process is when running a rack or running 3 to 4 balls. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave any tips or tricks for me to learn and something that I can practice and maybe even go over in a future video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. This has been Trent on the break.